Welcome to Becoming a Marketing Content Wizard. In this webinar, I'm going to cover strategies that big businesses use that you can use as a small business and an entrepreneur to help specifically with your marketing. We're going to help plan, write, design, and schedule your marketing more efficiently. So what are we trying to achieve here? Well, first of all, we want to create some uber targeted content marketing ideas that you can use for really engaging and educating your audience. So we want to make sure that you are providing content that is really going to speak to what your audience needs to hear so they can engage with it, learn who you are, and develop a better relationship with you. We're also going to talk about a system that I've put in place over the years that really helps my clients quickly and consistently create their monthly content and create content that is targeted, meaning it really speaks to your audience, it promotes your products and services, all while coming across engaging and exciting and in a way that really promotes conversation. And then last, we're going to talk about some game-changing secrets on how to really get this whole process started. We'll talk a little bit about mind mapping and why that's such an essential tool for entrepreneurs and how it's really going to help you become more productive than all of your competition. So first off, let's make sure everybody's in the right place. We want to make sure that you are in this webinar because you want to be here. I know that you're busy and I know that time is a very expensive commodity for entrepreneurs. It's the one we probably have the least of. And I want to make sure that we're giving you information that's at the right stage of where your growth is right now. Also want to let you know up front, there will be an offer at the end of the presentation. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a new tool that I've got available for my clients. And there's no way in a single webinar for me to teach you everything that I can tell you about how to develop a great consistent marketing content strategy. So we're going to touch kind of on the tip of the iceberg during the webinar here today. And then I'm going to show you how to get additional information if you want to dive a little bit deeper. And then as recognition of the time and the effort that you're putting forth and kind of coming and learning with me today, I'm going to give you my Batching Your Blog Posts mini course for free if you stick around till the end of the presentation with me. So first up, is this kind of marketing content strategy right for you? And if you're an entrepreneur who's running your business single-handedly, if you're trying really hard to juggle a whole bunch of different tasks from product creation to sales and marketing to, content creation and brand awareness, then this is probably a good fit for you, what we're going to cover here in the webinar today. And if you're struggling with consistency, being able to blog or generate consistent social media content, then this is probably a good fit for you. And if you are one of those folks who sporadically posts content, meaning, Mondays it's top of mind and you're thinking about it, so you kind of put a couple of social media posts out, you start working on a blog post, but by Wednesday, you've been overtaken by client requests and to-do list items, and all of that social media content creation that you develop some momentum early in the week kind of falls off the wayside. That's sporadically posting. And we know that consistency is key with content, and so we want to make sure that we're creating consistently. So if sporadically posting is something that you struggle with, you're going to like what you hear as we get further into the webinar. And then last but not least, if you pay monthly subscriptions to platforms for posting content for you, content curators, then you might like what you're going to hear today, because we're going to talk about how to take back ownership of creating your content and to do that without paying consistent monthly fees. So my name is Tracy Sinich. I'm a corporate strategist turned problem-solving entrepreneur. I've been working with big businesses, small businesses, and entrepreneurs for the last decade and a half on how to take a look at the big picture, figure out what's not working as well as it could, and put systems into place to fix those problems. So over the last 5 years, I've taught around 6,200 entrepreneurs through online learning, e-courses, webinars, and virtual workshops in about 130 countries around the world on everything from launching a small business to building a website and getting a website presence to creating systems and workflows to make their self or their teams more efficient. We're going to dive right in today into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about. We're going to dive into kind of content creation at its best. Content marketing And we'll define this in just a second, but content marketing costs about half or a little more than half less than traditional marketing, and it generates about 3 times as many leads. So what this really means for you is if you're someone who is just starting your business, or even if you have an established business and you're looking to grow, marketing is expensive. We spend money on Facebook ads, we spend money on graphics or photo shoots. Putting all of that together, not even taking into account the time that you're putting into it, but just the physical costs are expensive. And so if we look at this and say, are we spending our money where it can do its most good? We know that content marketing generates 3 times as many leads and it costs less than traditional marketing. It's a smart move for most small businesses. So what exactly is content marketing? According to the Content Marketing Institute, it is a strategic marketing approach, meaning it has a specific goal in mind that is focused on building, creating, and distributing great information that really speaks to your client base. And it has an ultimate goal that is profitable. So it's not just putting out great information out of the goodness of our heart, and it's not just posting random content so that people can see our face and hopefully remember our name and our brand. It is very strategic. It means that we're going to be producing content that has to do with your overall business goals. It's going to serve your clients and your customer base's interest, and it's going to really speak to their pain points. And in the end, it's going to drive them to a profitable action, calling you, setting up a consultation, buying a product, something that makes it a profitable action for you as the business owner. So as we go through the webinar today, you'll hear me really hit on targeted marketing, really creating marketing that kind of goes along with this idea of being very strategic, that when we're spending the time to develop blog posts or ebooks or webinars, that we're really being targeted and knowing that in the end, somehow creating that content leads to an action that we want the customer to take, and it's going to turn a profit for you. What we don't want to create, and we'll just get this out of the way right now, what we don't want to create is generic content. And generic content really is content that you've probably seen so many times and scrolled right by. We want to make sure that what you're creating stands out from the crowd. There is a reason that you've started your business, and your business has something that makes you different than all of your competitors, your unique selling point. So we want to make sure that your content really speaks to that. Otherwise, you kind of blend in with the crowd. The second thing I want to mention, we don't want to be copying our competitors. You want to analyze your competitors. We want to look at what they're doing and what's working and what's not working, but we don't want to copy what they're doing. If we copy exactly what they're doing, what that leaves us with is having generic content that people are just going to scroll right by. It also makes you very reactive, meaning that you're spending more time looking at what other people are doing and that's working for them instead of figuring out what's going to work for you. So as we go through here, over the years, I've developed a system that I use with my clients that really helps them kind of break this whole idea down. It breaks it down into kind of a very systematic workflow where we identify what we need to create for this targeted marketing content. We look at how to get some efficiencies of scale and really create a good bit of content at a single time. And then how do we put that into play and schedule and kind of distribute it without it taking up so much of your time that you can't be out doing what you're good at, selling your product and service and really marketing to your client source. Content marketing is really meant to work for you. It's meant for you to be able to, create it and develop it and then put it out into the world so it can do its job marketing your products and services while you focus on what you do best, which is creating those products and services, being out working with clients or selling homes or doing fitness evaluations, whatever it is within your industry. So today we're going to talk through a couple of different things. we're going to talk about why you want to start with an annual marketing plan as your very first step. Before you do anything else, we want to dive in and create an overall big picture plan that looks at the entire year. We'll talk about why that's so important. We're also going to talk about how to write monthly content consistently so that you can develop a rhythm and a workflow and put this into place in your business and just have it be a part of your regularly scheduled activities so that you're not caught off guard thinking it's been 2 days and I haven't posted anything on social media, or it's been 3 months and I haven't posted a blog post. Why is my website traffic down? We're going to talk about strategies to help you kind of make that a more consistent process within your business. And then we're also going to talk about how to make the most of your time designing graphics. And this is a big one. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs who, can kind of make themselves create posts. They can make themselves write blogs if they have to. But then they lose so much time when it comes to designing graphics because we get into this perfectionist, Pinterest-esque styles mode where we want everything to be picture perfect. And so we're going to talk about some strategies to help take some of that perfectionism out of the game. And how do you make this designing graphics process happen quickly and efficiently so that you can move on and get back to what you're meant to be doing. And then we'll talk about scheduling a little bit. I know I get a lot of questions on this. Is it really something that I need to do every single month? How far in advance do I need to schedule? So we're going to cover some of those questions. And then last, I promised you guys 3 secrets of mind mapping and brainstorming. So we're going to talk about how that aspect of annual planning can really make you more productive and more efficient so that you can get a leg up on your competition. So to start with, every great marketing plan, every masterful marketing plan leverages 4 phases, in my opinion. We have annual planning, which we just touched on. We have content creation, we have graphic design and creation, and we have scheduling. And so the next steps that we're going to talk through is going to break these down in detail. So with annual planning, when we talk about this, it probably comes to mind, end of the year, beginning of the year, so that you're developing a plan for the whole year. Now, depending on when you're listening to this webinar, it could be at any point throughout the year. So annual planning is not necessarily something that has to be done day one out of the year. Annual planning is a way to sit down and look at the big picture and say, what am I going to put into play to really market my business over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months? So even if you're listening to this in June, I highly recommend that you take a little bit of time and spend some time annual planning, even if that means that you're not going to be doing 12 months of plan. In corporate America, we really look at annual planning as just an exercise that has to be done. We sit down, we look at the whole year that's coming, we look at what products and promotions and activities are going to happen, big events, you name it, and we put them all on paper and we look at how that's going to affect what we want to do throughout the year, and we build a strategy around it. Now, as an entrepreneur, and as I went to translate this kind of concept to entrepreneurship, it doesn't have to be hugely formal. So when I sit down to annual plan, I spend an hour to 2 hours max doing my entire annual planning, because it's really a part of my schedule where I just try to get big ideas out of my head and on paper so that I have a bit of a roadmap moving forward. I think sometimes a lot of people are drawn to entrepreneurship because of flexibility. And then when we start to talk about planning and getting things on paper, it can be a big red warning sign that this isn't going to be flexible. But that's not true. Having a roadmap really gives you direction. It doesn't mean you can't change directions. It just means it's giving you a guide so that you know which direction you're headed. So spend the time to develop a strategy, and we'll show you a little bit later how to do this, but spend the time to develop a strategy that you can implement, and know that if you do that, by the end of the year, when you look back at what was most successful for your business, what was most profitable, what got the most engagement, you have a very clear record of what you were doing. You know when you ran promotions and when you ran sales, and you can use that to adjust and move forward in the next year. So putting the time into annual plan once is fantastic, but the next year, when you pull that annual plan back up and you look at it along with some data from your sales and your promotions, it can be invaluable to say, hey, this book that I sold amazingly during the summer, but not at all during the winter. So I'm just not even going to market it during the winter. I'm going to switch around my promotions. And you can really start to be very focused and targeted in how you're spending your money, marketing your products and services, and knowing where the gaps are so that you can not waste time, not waste money, and hopefully see a better return on your investment. So the very first step in annual planning for me and for the clients that I work with is mind mapping. And if you've never mind mapped, it's really a great process to kind of kickstart this annual planning idea. Mind maps work by the concept of radiant thinking, which means that if you say something, a particular topic like lemonade, then your brain immediately starts firing off other thoughts that are related to lemonade. So it may tell you lemonade is sweet, lemonade is yellow, lemonade's for in the summer, I like lemonade, but various thoughts that kind of spoke off from that original concept. So mind maps work the way your brain works. It allows you to put a single concept on paper, like how I'm going to market my business next year. And likely the minute you say that, multiple thoughts start occurring in your head. And a mind map is a way to get that out of your head and onto paper so that you can start to track and implement and refine those ideas. So we have a training that's included in the tool that I'll show you in just a little bit that's going to talk about how you really leverage some of these tools to do this. But getting those big picture ideas onto paper is an essential way to kind of jumpstart your annual planning and then know what you're going to want to focus on when you start to get into your monthly content creation. So mind mapping is something that really will help you create a plan. And we have lots of documented strategies that talk about how creating a plan is essential to growth, that people who create a plan are 538% more likely to be successful in their efforts. And we've heard this over and over again. If you have a goal, write it down. If you have a resolution, write it down. If you write something down, you are much more likely to stick with it because you're making yourself accountable, even at a very personal level, to what you're going to accomplish. So starting with a mind map and documenting what you would like to do really does kind of jumpstart your annual planning and your motivation to put some of these ideas into action. And then we also know that marketers who do document their processes have 466% higher chance of reporting successful campaigns. And this is all from Content Marketing Institute. So what that means is if I take the time to mind map and I put my strategy in place and I've documented it, and then I go out and I develop a campaign off of it, my mind map and my strategy is likely going to keep me on track. And because I'm staying on track with what I hope to accomplish, and I'm not rambling and off in left field and kind of chasing down random leads, I have a much higher chance of reporting a successful campaign, that I followed through, I gave all the information that I wanted to give, I engaged my audience, and then at that point, probably started to see some pretty good return on my investment. So from there, once we've developed this mind map and kind of gotten all of our ideas out on paper on how we're going to market our business, whether that's lead magnets or sales or promotions or creating new products, whatever it might be, then we can take that mind map and we can turn it into our annual planning document, which is a process where I just kind of take that mind map and I turn it into a one-pager where I can kind of see everything on one page. And I can use that in my monthly marketing content creation. So creating marketing content for a lot of people happens sporadically. It happens when they think, hey, that's funny. I'm going to pull up my phone. I'm going to post to my Facebook page and I'm going to share this idea. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with sharing what's going on, giving some people behind the scenes look at what's happening with your business. But if we want to be strategic about it, if we want to launch a new product, or if we want to invite people to a webinar and really get high attendance, all of those take a little bit more effort. And so you can create that content on a daily basis if you want to put in the time, or even a weekly basis. But I find the biggest return on your investment happens when you batch that content on a monthly or a quarterly basis. When you sit down for a month or a month's worth of time and you plan out what you're going to be talking about, presenting, marketing, or selling over the whole month, then you can start to tease content out, you can start to really promo and pitch content, and you can really become a little more holistic in how you're marketing. You can start to include blog posts and social media and newsletters all wrapped around the same kind of topic or theme, because you're sitting down at one time and you're focusing on the whole playing field, the big picture of your marketing, instead of spur of the moment, which platform am I on? What am I going to randomly post? So creating that level of marketing content can have a huge impact on your business. It can really allow you to engage your audience on all different platforms. And most businesses will find that their audience isn't all on a single place. Not everybody that you should be marketing to is on Facebook or is on Twitter or is on Pinterest. So you don't want to just target in a single direction. You want to really fan that content out. And so we talk a little bit about how that's a stronger option for a lot of small businesses to make sure that they're putting content in multiple places and opening up their audience potential and customer potential across multiple platforms. And then after that, you really need to develop your graphics. So these days, pretty much almost all marketing is very visual. It is videos, it is graphics, it is quote posts, but it's a lot of visuals that catch people's attention before they get to the point where they're reading the text captions. So think about when you're creating a graphic, how long does it take you to create a single graphic that you're happy with posting on social media? How long does it take to create 2? So once you create 1 and then maybe 2, how much easier would it be to set up a template to create 10? I mean, what's the time difference between creating the first one and creating the 10th one if you were to sit down and do it all at the same time? And for most entrepreneurs, they find a rhythm. They find a look that they're happy with. They are able to begin producing several graphics in a single sitting. And that does a couple of things for you. One, it really helps you batch your graphics creation and kind of get through the process much quicker. But 2, it creates some consistency across the visuals that you're putting out. So when you sit down and you create things all at a single time, you're less likely to use 10 different templates and 5 different color schemes. You're much more likely to be focused in a single look and feel. And that's where we really start to be able to leverage our brand, putting out our color scheme, and having a visual that people will instantly start to connect with you, not just with kind of randomly scrolling Facebook, seeing an image and thinking, oh, it's pretty, but they'll immediately start to think, hey, that's so-and-so's business. I've seen this before. And when we start to do that, that's when the relationship and the connection with our audience really starts to happen, where they're going to gravitate to reading messages that really speak to them. And once we've caught their eye with the right visuals, then we can really hit on their pain points with the right messaging. So it becomes very holistically wrapped together. But it all starts with consistently creating graphics and content that is recognizable and speaks to your audience, and then putting it out there consistently enough that they begin to engage with it. Which brings us to the last part of our Masterful marketing plan, which is really scheduling, making sure that consistency of content, how you're consistently putting content out in front of your audience. And we do that in a couple of ways. You can definitely create all that content, have it sitting in a folder, and just post every day as a part of your normal routine. Pull up what you want, put it out there, and be done. But you can also leverage the power of automation tools that can let you pre-schedule that content and really be able to get some time back in your schedule because you're not tied to the computer to post daily. Think about this. What happens if one morning you wake up and you're sick? Out of the blue, cold caught you, and you just want to stay in bed. But you are in the middle of launching a product and you have a really important maybe discount or giveaway or lead magnet that you're getting ready to share with your customer base that's supposed to go out that morning. Well, you have 2 choices, right? Either you pre-scheduled that content and it's on autopilot and it's going to go out whether you're sick in bed or not, or you have to drag yourself out of bed, grab the box of Kleenexes, stumble over to the computer, and then get all of that content out no matter how you feel. Content scheduling allows us to run our business instead of be run by our business. It lets us create the messaging and the content that we want to share with our audience, look at when it should be going out according to the schedule, and then use scheduling tools, both inside some of the platforms like Facebook and then also third-party tools, to make sure that message goes out on time. So as we kind of think about that masterful marketing plan, let me just ask you this. If you could create a month's worth or even 3 months worth of content without having to spend your time each and every day to do it, and without having to pay monthly recurring fees to a platform or an organization who's going to create that content for you, and the end result would be creating targeted marketing content that really speaks to your clients' pain points and really catches your customers' attention because they immediately see it and think, hey, that's the answer to my problems. And if you could do all of that in as little as 1 to 3 days, would you be interested in it? Like, would that be a system that would be beneficial to you? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not for everybody. Some people are just bound and determined to take the hard road, and they're bound and determined to not put systems into place that make their life more efficient. And I don't know why, but if that's you, then the system's probably not for you, because this system is all about using automation and using scheduling and using smart strategies to make your life a little bit easier. I love the look on these ladies' faces. I want this look on all of my clients' faces. And I see this look when people sit down in front of a computer and they look at a screen that is full of content for the next 30 to 60 days, and they know it's ready to go. So that's what we're getting ready to talk about. I am going to talk to you a little bit about how to create 3 months of content in just 3 days without losing your mind, your money, or your momentum. And I hope that you're going to stick around to listen. There's no monthly subscription fees, so we'll just take that right off the table. I'm not a marketing firm for hire, and I'm not your social media savvy neighbor. We're really going to talk about how you can do this. Like, what do you need to empower yourself to be able to create this kind of content? You don't need to be tech savvy or a copywriter or a marketing genius. I mean, you just need to be you. And all it takes to get that kind of consistent marketing, grow your business, is to have a little bit of faith in yourself. And then if you have that faith and you are willing to kind of look at a system and put a system in place within your business, then you will be really surprised that month after month, you can create consistent content quickly, efficiently, schedule it, and have it out the door marketing your business for you. So that's what I want for you. I want you to have a target annual marketing plan that gives you a roadmap and shows you where you need to go throughout the year, what you want to market and sell. I want you to have at least 30 days of content written and ready to roll, which means that, if this is January, then January's content is already sitting in your scheduling tool and you are working on February's content. You're always a month ahead of the game, so that if you do get a cold, or if you do want to take a vacation, you don't have to worry about it. You have a month's buffer built in there, and know that your message and your marketing is still walking out the door, working for you. I also want you to have 30 days of graphics and video created and ready to roll. And then also have all 30 days of that content scheduled, out working to grow your business for you. So the system that I use inside my own business, and then also for my clients, is the Marketing Content Wizard. And I am beyond excited to share the system. This is something that I have used internally with my own client base for the last 5 years, and it's always been an internal tool. And about a year ago, I had someone come to me and say, hey, I really love this and it's working for us. I want to, is this something that I can share with someone else at my company, a different department? And at the time I said, no, I mean, it's kind of my own tool. It wasn't pretty. It was just kind of everything we were using on the back end. But the more she asked, the more I started to think this might really be valuable. This might be valuable for more than just the people who are working directly with me on a day-to-day basis. And so I got to work making it pretty, putting some more resources and training and tools together for it to really support someone who was jumping into this for the very first time. And I am very excited to announce that 12 months later, I've got the Marketing Content Wizard system, which is the easiest way for you to create 3 months of your blog, your social media, and your content marketing in 3 days without losing your mind, your money, or your momentum. And it comes with a whole suite of things that I'm super excited to show you. So step one, we talked about the 4 stages of that masterful marketing plan, and this really ties right in with it. Like step one, it really helps you create that annual marketing plan. So from mind mapping to getting everything on paper, we have everything in place to guide you through that process and help you create your annual marketing plan. From there, your annual marketing plan ties directly into creating your monthly marketing content. So there's no expensive tools, there's no software you have to learn. This is a low-tech solution to a big tech problem. And the way that it works is you get a simple template that is an online, offline tool. You can use it wherever you are, and it is meant to be fuss-free and distraction-free so that you can really focus on creating content. I think so often we subscribe to tools and resources that are meant to make our life easier, but it just adds another layer of effort that we have to put forth. We have to set up an account, we have to learn a new tool, we have to load logos, we have to learn their user interface, and 9 times out of 10, it solves 3 out of our 4 problems, but not all of them. So when I sat down to turn my tools and resources into a new product for the public, I really wanted to make it as easy as possible. I focus on tech and automation solutions, but I also know that sometimes low tech is the answer. So with that, when you develop your annual marketing plan, all of the pieces that you plug in on a monthly basis on your annual marketing plan sync over into the monthly templates. So when you get ready to sit down and write, you have a very simple user interface. You've got all of your marketing, your sales, your promotions, your lead magnets, your offers, everything that you've brainstormed in the annual planning stage comes over and is front and center for you to look at on your monthly marketing template. And then you can sit down and very quickly and begin to create content for the entire month. And there's step-by-step trainings that really walk you through each stage of that, as well as some ways and tips and strategies that I give my clients on how to efficiently write content, especially if you're not a writer. And then after that, once you've built your monthly marketing content creation, then we have the design stage where we know that we need to build the pictures that really tell our story. So we have some graphics creation best practices. We walk you through how to use some free online tools to create those graphics. And then we also really focus on creating efficiencies, because I feel like most folks can create graphics if they need to. The problem is they spend 2 days creating a single graphic. So we really focus on how do you set up templates and create a look that you're happy with so that you can efficiently create multiple graphics that tie in with your brand, support your content that you've created, and you can create them, download them, post them, and have them out the door. And then we focus on Canva, which is a great online tool for a lot of that content creation. And then the last stage is really posting. So scheduling tools, we talk about scheduling tools that are third-party tools that you can subscribe to, or internal tools like tools that are built into Facebook in order for you to get the best engagement with your posts. We'll also walk through best practices on timing and structure and hashtags and a couple of other things. So lots of great information in how to take all of the content and graphics that you've created and then put them out there. Now, I will say I see a lot of folks who can plan, write, and design, but they never hit the post button. And that is the most important point. So if you create the best content in the world, it's not going to do you a bit of good if you don't share it. So we want to make sure that you're getting it out there and, in a timely manner. So all of this whole system, it has no fees. It's a one-time, lifetime cost. You don't need to hire a marketing firm. And in as little as 3 days, you can really create 30 to 90 days of content, just depending on your own comfort level and your own motivation. So if you have no time to spare, I completely understand. I'm a busy entrepreneur, I'm a mom, I still do consulting for corporate work, I'm juggling a whole lot of different activities in the air, and I know how hard it is to find time to add one more thing to your plate. But I also recognize the value in the fact that sometimes adding one more thing can alleviate the stress of 5 others. So that's really the goal here, is to create some efficiencies. You can also leverage this program if you don't know the first thing about how to organize your marketing and create copy. If you're not a copywriter, if you do not write well, if you just don't like to write, we'll talk about strategies on how to create content in other forms or manners that you can then use for the same platform. And especially if you're not tech savvy, I get this one so often. I'm a creative, not a techie. And I absolutely love that. I work with a ton of creatives. They're a huge portion of my client base. And so a big part of my job is to make the tech simple, to take the headache out of the tech, to make sure that they can use the tool even if they're not a techie. So the low tech solution here really is a very simple user interface that is meant to not have a steep learning curve and is meant for anybody to be able to use. So if that sounds impossible, it's really not. Batching your marketing content is a strategy that has been used for years by big businesses, maybe by some of your competitors, by smart entrepreneurs who are just looking for an efficient solution. I mean, we know that you're going to spend your time or your money. We want you with Marketing Content Wizard to spend a little bit of less of both. I want you to save some money, and I really want you to save some time and create more consistent, more engaging marketing just by focusing in on a few of these strategies. So what all is included with Marketing Content Wizard is it's just a suite of tools to make available to you. So we'll walk through each of these in just a little bit more detail, but you're going to get everything from, fun analysis quizzes to help you understand your content creation style. So how will you best create content? Are you better on video? Are you better with blogging? And what tools can you use for each of those? We've got a couple of, bonus courses where like batching your blog post, designing on a dime, and smart strategies for small business that's going to come along with the system. You get the online, offline, cloud-based template that you can use to create your annual plan and your monthly marketing content. And you're going to get step-by-step training with every single bit of that. So that framework is really going to help keep you on track each month. It is built to create efficiencies. This entire system is meant to be easy to use and not take up very much of your time so that you can get back to doing what you do best. I've personally built the tutorials for every stage of the Marketing Content Wizard system. So from teaching you how to use mind mapping to showing you how to take that mind map and turn it into an annual plan, right down to what are the best strategies for creating content for every single platform in a single setting, are all ready and waiting for you within the Marketing Content Wizard system. We also have some bonus resources on other tools that are out there that you may or may not have heard of, things like headline and topic generators. So if you are new to this and you just don't even know where to start, then these are great tools because you can plug in just a few words about your product or service, and they're going to spit out some potential blog topics to blog about, or potential headline topics for social media posts that are going to be eye-catching and engaging. So we'll show you how to use those to jumpstart the creative process if that's where you're struggling. And then we also have a Facebook group that you'll get instant access to where you can ask questions, engage with other entrepreneurs who are really focused on building their business, and really just join a community of folks that are looking at ways to take tech off the table, like really be able to use technology and automation strategies, but put it on the back burner so it can do what it's meant to do while you go out and market and sell your business the way you're supposed to. And then the best part of everything, it's lifetime access. There's no fees ever. So once you pay, once you purchase Marketing Content Wizard, you're in, you're done, you're a part of the group, you're an insider, and you never have to worry about it again. And as I roll out updates or additional trainings, you get every bit of that along with your lifetime access. So as I mentioned, there's step-by-step training, and that's going to cover mind mapping, annual planning, monthly content creation, graphics creations, and scheduling tools. And then in addition to what you get within Marketing Content Wizard, I frequently share new tips on different tech that can kind of meet with some of these as well in our Facebook group throughout the year. The bonuses that I mentioned, the graphic design on a dime Canva crash course and the smart strategies for small business video series are two bonuses that come with the full Marketing Content Wizard system. So these are going to dive more in depth on strategies that are going to help you get the most out of just what you're doing in your business day to day. So we'll cover some basic graphic design best practices with Marketing Content Wizard, but then you get the specialty e-course that I usually sell separately called Design on a Dime, which is going to dive into Canva in detail. It's going to show you how to really use Canva to create templates and a consistent brand appearance, how to be efficient with your time, how to really leverage Canva to visually market your business. And then there's a second part of that course that dives into the pro version. So if you do use the paid version of Canva, then we're going to dive into a couple of the features that are only available at the paid version that are going to help you get even more out of Canva and make that a very consistent part of your business. I use Canva on a daily basis and design almost all of my graphics through there. And it's just been huge for me to be able to leverage the power of a Photoshop style tool with the ease of a very low-tech, easy-to-use graphic design software. And then Smart Strategies for Small Businesses is a video series that I'm super excited to share. It's short, it's 5 to 7 minute videos that really are just thought-provoking questions to get you thinking about how to grow your business. So it covers everything from are you building with intention to scaling your business to creating passive income products that can really support your business long term. So lots of great information packed into both of these bonuses that come along with the Marketing Content Wizard system. And all of that together, all of the content, the ebooks, the training, the template itself, all of that could really sell for about $15.99. That's about $133 a month. It's still less than any marketing firm or automated marketing platform that you could pay for. However, that's not an automated marketing program. It's turning out generic content. So I'm not paying for a lot of overhead and technology. And Marketing Content Wizard is not a marketing firm for hire. So I'm not paying for staff, which means I actually don't have to have staff. Marketing Content Wizard is a tool to enable you to quickly increase. But Marketing Content Wizard is not an automated program. It's not something that's going to, click a button and it's just going to spit out random content for you, because generic content is not what we want to create to grow our business. And it's not a marketing firm for hire because, frankly, most entrepreneurs and small businesses can't afford a marketing firm. It just becomes a very cumbersome cost, even though we know we need to leverage marketing to grow our business. What Marketing Content Wizard is a tool. It's a tool to put in your tool belt that will help you quickly create content that you can use to market and grow your business, because you know your product and service better than anyone else. You know what to say in response to a client's questions. You know what to say to make a client realize that you're the solution to their problem. So we want to leverage that power just in a quick and efficient time frame. So what's the risk? Marketing Content Wizard is at my risk. I'm going to give 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you're even a little bit unsatisfied once you've started to use it, I definitely want you to return it. I want you to be happy. I want you to use this tool each and every month because it's the right tool and it's the right fit for you. So you have a chance to take Marketing Content Wizard for a spin, try it out. If you're not happy, you can return it within 30 days, and there's no questions, no hassle asked. I know it works. I want you to have the chance to know it works too. So the good thing is I'm not charging you $15.99, and I'm not even charging a quarter of $15.99, and you're still getting so much value, impact, and results. You're just going to be blown away by how quickly you can create the level of content that you've probably been looking for. You can get the price that I'm about to show you for the next 30 days. So please be aware that it's a limited time offer just because Marketing Content Wizard has a whole lot of value, and I give a high level of support to the people who join the Marketing Content Wizard system. And so it's only open for people to enroll in the system for a limited amount of time, just so I can make sure I can still continue to provide you with absolutely the best level of service and answer any questions that you may have. So after that 30-day window, the price goes back up to the full price of $697. But right now, you can get Marketing Content Wizard for $397, which is an amazing deal. You're going to get the template and the system framework, all the training and tutorials, all the bonuses, and access to the Facebook group, lifetime for that $397 deal. And even better, if you are one of the first 5 buyers purchase Marketing Content Wizard during our launch, you're going to get a 90 days annual planning private mastermind voucher that you can turn in for $90. So normally that that 90-minute mastermind costs about $397. And it's a chance for you and I to sit down Even better, right now we have a special offer for the first 5 buyers who jump on buying Marketing Content Wizard. I'm very excited to roll this out because we've never offered this before, but for the first 5 buyers, you can get 90 days annual planning private mastermind for just $90. Normally that's about a $397 package, and it's a chance for you and I to sit down one-on-one via virtual meeting, and we go through your mind map, we go through your annual plan, and we get all of it created together so that you get a little special feedback if you want it, you get a little guidance. And especially if you are new to mind mapping or annual planning, it can just be a huge value to take that time, sit down, create that whole roadmap and plan, and have it ready so that you can jump right into monthly marketing content creation and just know that you have all of your ducks in a row and you're ready to go. So definitely, if you're interested in that, jump on it because it's only available to the first 5 buyers, and it's an amazing deal. So you get everything instantly. You can start using it within the next 60 seconds, and you can start seeing results just as soon as you start posting content. So just think about this. If all the system did was teach you to mind map and create an annual plan that guided your marketing all year long, and if all you got from the program was to go from spinning your wheels, kind of just posting whatever pops into mind or sharing whatever video crossed your path, to creating really targeted, really engaging content and marketing, and if it finally let you just stop being frantic about posting your marketing content and stop struggling with what do I write, what do I say, how do I market this product or promotion, then I think you would probably agree that $397 is just a fraction of what all of those items are really worth. It's an amazing deal for the level of content and support and just resources and tools that you're going to have at your disposal. So at this point, you have about 3 options. You can keep doing what you're doing and you can get the same results. So what do they say? If you keep eating cornflakes, you're still going to keep tasting cornflakes. I mean, it's just if you keep doing the exact same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. And if you're sitting on this webinar and you're listening to this, then you're probably frustrated with the results that you've been getting and you're looking for a better solution. So I think we can probably both agree that keeping on doing what you're doing and getting the same results is probably not the best option for you. You can also try it on your own. At this point, we've kind of talked through this process. You've got a really good idea of kind of the framework that I use to coach clients through how to create an annual marketing plan like this. And so knowing that, if you tried to do it on your own, it probably might work. Definitely would work better than what you have been doing. But if you really are looking to level up and kind of put this into place, then having the right resources, having the right tools, and having the right guidance could be really essential. So getting Marketing Content Wizard is your third option. You can get everything that's included, and it's kind of a magical framework that really seems to make the process just flow smoothly. You can let go of that frantic daily posting. You can start to develop targeted marketing content that's going to speak to your audience, and you can finally start putting out content 30 days in advance, knowing that that's going to give you the buffer that you need to work on your business and not in your business. So the choice is really yours. What do you want to feel like when you sit down to plan your marketing content? So, quick recap. You get a distraction-free and no monthly fee framework, entire system. You get the step-by-step expert tutorials for every stage of the Marketing Content Wizard. You get the graphics creation best practices training, and you get our bonuses, graphic design on a dime and smart strategies for small business, all for $397. If you don't want the bonuses and if you don't want some of the extras, you can get the Marketing Content Wizard template and trainings only for $197. And if you absolutely just want bare bones, you can grab the template only for $97. All of it's available right now at whatever price point works for you, and it all comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So I hope that this has really started the wheels turning and has you excited about being able to put this in place in your business, being able to sit down, come up with your ideas, know what's ahead of you for the year, have a plan. So many entrepreneurs just run by the seat of their pants. We're very reactionary. We're passion-driven entrepreneurs, and we just want to go out and share what we've done with the world. The problem is, if we're not being targeted and strategic about how we're sharing it, we're never going to see the kind of financial returns that make our business make sense. So all of that in mind, I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Definitely reach out to me. You can just reply to your emails that you're getting about the webinars, or visit me on Facebook. I'd love to visit with you. And I really hope that you will consider heading on over and picking up a copy of Marketing Content Wizard, joining the program. Love to see you.